Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, Lehan Vander, kid that beats me up all the time on the track. But he got to taste my world this week, so he got to walk a field for what we look for about an hour.
No, it was about 40 minutes.
40
it
minutes.
Wasn't too bad.
It was fun though. So what happened there? Just kicked Lehan out.
But hold on, there we go. I'm back.
Okay, I was gonna say just kick Lehan out. So we got JD's, we got RC Funds. Welcome, welcome. Who else we got up in here?
Eric, RC Crazy.
RC
is on his
Crazy.
way out from grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping. Ooh. That's
I
all we
gotta fix this.
All right.
No, that's a Friday.
Ryan, RDFPD in the house.
There we go.
So I want to, now that you showed me pretty much to use the 90 elbows because the TPU, how it's all wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get some of them and I'm going to go set up pretty much the track that we had and then run that and get used to that and then start setting up different ways, run like 5 packs a day through it.
I would say every day change it up or every other day change the track. No, one day you run it, and then the next day you run it backwards, and then you change the track.
Okay,
that so it saves you work.
Okay,
that's what I like to do, and make sure you're turning. You should always be turning both ways. Don't favor a certain side.
Oh, I got you. Don't favor going left all the time. All the time. Do right, left, right, left, right. Yeah. You know, they say in freestyle, so to do the skate, you know. That's what that helps with. The skating helps you. That way you can choose left or right at a pop just like that instead of just going one angle. We got Mystery D in the house. Drone Worship. Carlos, welcome.
I may have shared the link to the stream on Facebook a little bit, so we might have some other pop-ins.
That's fine. I appreciate it.
You might have. I like that.
We'll see.
Hey, quit eating that. Get off of there. Get Acro being hungry. Get off of there.
Acro's always
get off of there. Get off of there. So what you up to and what you got coming up?
Nationals coming up. I'm flying out in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So working on another quad. I've been flying that alien whoop you sent me. It's awesome. I've probably flown like at least 20 packs through it already.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I've flown inside my house, outside my house, and then at a couple different locations.
Nice.
I should have a cool edit coming whenever I can get to that.
How do you find it in the house? Does it seem, you say an acro, but that's because you can't hook that board to something, right? That board's just...
No. I figured out, I looked at a YouTube video to figure out the switches and stuff to actually get it level and acro. And all I have right now is level, acro, and arm for my switches.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to, they have like race mode, and then they have like 5 other different modes that I'm probably going to mess with at some point. But for now, I really like it.
Cool. Yeah, it seemed to me real smooth, like they were real buttery on the sticks.
Oh yeah, it
when
feels
you
really...
turned it this way, it went.
Yeah, I put 20 expo on the roll and the yaw.
Okay. I put only 8 on mine, so yes, I could see 20. I think he froze. But yeah, those little things are fast for sure. Let's get this off the Wi-Fi. So what's everybody been up to? Anyone been flying, having fun, breaking anything? Try to catch up on better. I ain't watched your video yet, Eric, where you said...
I'm back.
Okay, you froze. You're back.
That was my internet, probably.
Yeah. So that's cool that you're liking that little thing, that alien.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting mine up. for the that meetup thing you and your dad was talking about. I think that's gonna be cool. And now, is that the place where you flew, where the stage was?
Yes.
Oh, that's an awesome place.
It's the room underneath it, so it's about the same size, but there's no chairs or stage or anything there. It's just like a hangout area.
Okay, sweet. Thomas, welcome. Happy birthday. Whoop whoop. Ryan says, yeah. Yeah, because I thought it was weird when they said you. Go ahead.
My dad's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, was it? Wow. Tell him happy belated birthday.
I will.
From both of us.
Okay.
But they said with that alien, and I thought it was going to be different than alien boards where you don't hook them to Betaflight and all. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird on how they do that. But now I see how they kind of work and how you showed me with that throttle. And like I said, I did that before with my other transmitter, and I just never even thought about it with the Tyrannus. And then you're like, yeah, go back and cut the throttle down. I'm like, ding, like it like rung a bell, and I'm like, now I remembered all the expo and everything. I'm like, oh yes.
Well, you asked, and apparently Mr. Gauss has been chasing planes.
Chasing planes, nice. Holy squish in the house.
Mystery D has bent a bell shaft, then he bent it back with a hammer, and it's good as new.
Wow. I tell you what, that's some good stuff right there. And smack it with a hammer and get it to where it still spins good. I've never had that luck yet. They would still spin, but they would grab on one end. Alvin in the house. Welcome.
There we go.
Let you guys know, today is Thomas Curtis's birthday, as well as Josh Withrose. So if you see Josh anywhere, wish him and Thomas both a happy birthday today.
Holy Squish says, I want a signature from Lehan before he becomes famous.
Nah. We'll see.
He's in our group that I told you, our Facebook group. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him this week I'm meeting up with you Tuesday, and all. He's like, man, I wouldn't even meet up with that kid and fly with him. I'd be like, no, He said, he's too good, man. I was like, no, I'm trying to catch him. I told him, I said, man, I'd have had a chance if I'd have been on my 6S in the beginning. I said, Lehan couldn't get it in the beginning. So good.
Alvin, this is Lehan Vander. Lehan, make sure you say something in chat so everybody can say hi, and make sure you all go show Lehan some love.
Indeed.
He definitely has some great flying videos. And yes, he is local to us. And we get to meet up quite often. So that's pretty cool. But he's getting ready to fly out in a couple weeks to go to Nationals.
True Drone Reviews in the house. Welcome, OG. So, yeah, I heard you and Thomas got to meet up. How was that? I bet you guys had a blast. I was telling Crystal, I was like, Pennsylvania's not that far. Listen to me. Not that far for us to just jump in the car and drive up one day. That would be really cool.
I live like 15 minutes from the border, or 5 minutes from the border, so.
Right there at PA.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's going to be fun, the once a month Whoop thing. So
yeah.
So what are you going, like, take your little PVC pipes down in there and set up, or
we haven't figured out gates yet. We're probably going to end up buying some gates.
All right, what do you think about them little shorter PVC pipe ones that I got? They would work good.
Oh yeah, that would work fine.
We put some 90s on that, and there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I like the way you set up. Show me how to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always tried to do like the cube, and then the TPU on the corners would get warm out there in the sun, and then you saw it would just like want to fall over.
Uh-huh.
Ryan hooked me up with all them pipes. He did I'll send a picture to you. He did a kind of what we were doing, the cube that we laid down. He did one that stood it up, but instead of putting the pipe all the way around the bottom, he kind of left the poles like that, and then did how you do your gates, pull it out.
And
stick it, and it stood up pretty good. He had it in his driveway standing up.
Well,
that's interesting.
Scott wants to know, how many times did you lap Chris this time?
We didn't really race much, actually.
Yeah, we had we were doing everything. I mean, first of all, we couldn't get with it in the beginning. I couldn't anyway. 4S on that little racer was just...
I couldn't. I was doing terrible in the beginning of the day. It was just awful.
I turned his goggles blurry for him and messed with his transmitter. But then at the end of the day, when we found his quad, I go over, I smack a 6S pack on my little racer, and it's like, I don't know, it's all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this thing just needed 6S. That was all. It's weird how that is, because you think 4S, you're just going to have less power and be able to go around the track slower. No, it seemed to me that it was, I want to say faster, but it's not. It's just how it was, it was, less power, so it was uncontrollable or whatever.
Yeah. It was just sloppier.
Yeah, exactly what it seemed like. It's like trying to hit that gate, and then once I got on that 6S, that arm that I cracked, I could see when I went down that straightaway and throttled, or you could watch that arm, it start to wobble real bad on the corner. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Well, chat is discussing when Josh said on the FPV Noob Tube that you need to take a trip to Reading and fly. Well,
we do.
Now, that has kind of like evolved from Reading to Thomas's place, or Thomas's area.
Yeah, really? How far?
And Eric, RC Crazy, and Tiff would be willing to come down. Sounds like a major meetup in that area, possibly. But then Thomas throws in the mix, wait, Crystal's coming up too?
So how far is OG from Reading? Is that far from you guys altogether? How far? So you're right at the border. How long you say? Pretty much 40 minutes or 4 minutes?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 5 minutes from the Pennsylvania border, but I'm like 40 minutes from Philadelphia.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's awesome.
You should have went up with us when we went up there to the Bot Grinder Dungeon then, dude. That was crazy. Old whatever plant. I can't remember. I think it was like they called it the old Ford plant, but man, that place was the old Bud plant. Yeah, that place was huge. All graffiti walls, all abandoned.
I haven't really flown at any big bands other than that hospital. That was my first one. That was a blast.
Anyone else broken only fly one quad with box goggles? Unfortunately, I'm never down to one quad.
I get down to no quads, sadly, all the time. I crash a lot. Behind the scenes of the YouTube, I'm always crashing.
And
I think everybody is, honestly.
Yeah.
I probably crashed that tiny whoop 100 times already.
But, it's practice. It's still stick time. You're still learning from it, and you're still, in one way or another, having at least a little bit of a good time, at least while it's in the air. For whatever short period of time that may be.
Birdman, welcome.
But it's still having fun.
So today I went out and flew, Ryan, RDFPV, give me a Martian 2. That thing is nice. That thing flies crazy smooth. I went out and put 6 packs through that thing and didn't even bend a prop. I was proud of myself. I don't know who that guy was flying today, but it wasn't MD.
I had one lucky race. I think it was probably my last race that I went to. I didn't even crash once. I mean, I didn't do that well. I got 3rd place, but I didn't crash.
But
I only had one quad though, so I was like not pushing it because I didn't want to break my only quad, and I didn't have any spares or anything.
And that's so even all the quads that I have, there's only certain quads that I can go out and fly carefree with. And that's when you really do your best flying, when you can leave that worriness off of you.
Yeah, the main quad that I was flying most, this quad, this is just like has mixed matched motors, random old parts on it, and it flies amazing on 6S. But I just fly this thing like it's not mine, but it was given to me.
Okay, right.
Like I just full send this thing down every straight, around every corner.
I noticed.
And then this one is my more expensive racer. That one I don't fly as fast.
I got you. Chuck said third place is podium.
It's true.
So that's what I'm saying. Third place out of how many racers though?
30-ish.
Dude, that's good. That's damn good.
Yeah.
Because I know those 30-ish racers, they were probably like serious competitive racers.
It was at what is it called? I forget the group's name, but it's a big group of pretty fast racers. Where did I put that little piece? That day I got third place in the main race, and then there was an endurance race that I actually won. Everybody else was using like 3 or 4 quads with pit switches. So if they crashed, they would just go to a new one. Yeah, I only had one quad and a couple 6S batteries that I was just charging over and over. And I had to fly full 6 minutes without crashing and trying to keep my battery alive.
Wow.
So I only lasted 5 minutes out of the 6 minutes that I was supposed to fly. And I still ended up beating everyone by 3 laps.
Wow. 3 laps and then third. That was crazy.
I went really slow, but I took my lines like super tight within inches of every gate, like making sure I lost no power around the turns.
I got you. No, Carlos, it wasn't all windy here today. They said maybe 20-mile-an-hour gusts, but I never really saw it. It was kind of chilly out there in the field, but I had these packs charged and I had to burn them. I still have my 6S that I have to burn out and some little 850s. So got to get them burnt down. I hate leaving them charged.
I got these babies all charged, waiting for me after the stream.
There you go.
All right, Lehan. Question about nationals. How many quads are in each heat?
8.
8. And that was one thing that I didn't know neither, how you said they could run whatever kind of quad they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a toothpick up to a 5-inch. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's not much limits. They have spec races at IO, but at nationals, there's really not. It's whatever you want to fly, you fly.
You need to find a really bad-ass 3-inch that gets you the best efficient power.
Or I should try that, what is it, that Emax Baby Hawk 4-inch. That looks like a beast.
I've seen that, yeah. That's the one. It almost looks like the Hawk 5, but they shortened it up a little bit with like a canopy. Yeah.
My sponsor has a new frame coming. It'll be like cheater mode at races.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
I can't say much about it, but
I want to get that's what I want to get set up over there in the field and start getting some videos up. That's what he's talking about, guys.
Oh yeah. Friday FPV.
FPV. So Lehan, sponsored by them, and that's the frame that I bought. I built a racer. I'll show it to you guys in case y'all.
I got 2 of them right here. 2 of the racers. I beat the heck out of these. For me, these are indestructible. I don't know about for Chris though.
Yeah, right.
So what he's talking about is I built this guy, and then I was out one Friday. It was me, Josh, and my son. We were up to a park area, but I was out there running this thing down the aisles. They had like long parking aisles, and then the tree would come around. Man, I'd take this thing like this, full throttle down there, and hook that corner, and come back around. I did it the one corner. I come around like that, and I pitched forward before I threw the throttle, and that was it. It just wham went down, smacked off of like think of like crush and run, which is like concrete. It hit so hard, it cracked the arm here, and from just the impact, because it went down like this when it hit wham, it kind of flipped itself over and bounced up into a tree.
Oh, wow.
And that's when it did all of this damage and then blew out the, it didn't really blow it out too bad. Everything was still flyable. Like, I still flew, like, what was it, like 3 packs through it Tuesday when we were together with all the damage done to it. So this frame is crazy on the track. I was real impressed on how any quad frame you bounce off concrete, it's going to damage it. It's not. There's no way you're not going to de-lam an arm or something. And
well, actually, I mean, I hit my slate into like so many trees trying to do like juicy maneuvers around them,
right?
And it just won't break. I mean, the props break, but that's about it.
Right. And that's how this was. When I first built it, I put it on like, 65 degrees on the camera angle. And I was out there running this thing around like a freestyle quad. And it was, I mean, I bounced off the ground a couple of times. Nothing done to it at all. Like I said, that concrete, it was like, no, we're not going to take that hit. It tore one of my 6S packs open. Balance lead onto it, the charging lead. But she's all back together now thanks to Lehan hooked me up with some arms.
Yep.
So we're back up and running. I can't wait. Tomorrow, I think the weather's going to be good, and I'm going to charge up. I got a couple more 6S packs in. They're 1550s, and the only thing about it, watch Lean's face, guys. They're 49 grams heavier. He's just like, no.
Why? What's the point?
I thought where the batteries are getting smaller, so I thought we saw the 1550s on sale. I'm like, yeah, the batteries are getting smaller. They're definitely going to not be as big as what a normal 1550. Dude, they look like a 7S. I was like, oh.
Yeah, the Tattoo R-Line 1300s V3s are supposed to be the best ones, and they're only like $30.
Or like at the same price I pay, $30 each. So
yeah, right now I'm running the Pyrodrone 1250s.
Can you grab me one of them? Yeah, but yeah. So I was like, whoa. So I don't do it for what you do it for. You do it for the time trials and competing. I just do it pretty much to mess with you and get out on the track and run around. So 49 grams probably ain't gonna hurt me that bad. I could take the camera thing off and mount the camera out front here and probably
no.
hot glue it.
You take those camera braces off and the frame will fall apart.
Right. It does make it solid for sure.
So there's your normal.
Yeah, so here's my normal, what I run. I hate this. Everything's backwards in here. And here's the one I just got.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let me strap it to the quad. It looks really cool.
That hurts.
So media, welcome.
That hurts.
Welcome. That hurts, don't it? Don't that make you cringe inside? But I'm hoping to maybe, if possible, like maybe we could tweak it and make the weight to my advantage or something. That's what it looks like on there.
Just
oh no, this is my original one. Hold on, look. So there's my original. See that one? Now let me throw this one on. Let me throw the cow on there. I was like, oh my god, is the frame even gonna lift it?
Put some 5146 props on it and you'll be okay.
That's what I was thinking. Do something with the prop work and see if we can't dial it back in. There you go.
It should still have plenty of power for the straights, but it'll swing wider around the turns.
That's what I was thinking because of that weight. That's what I was thinking. So kind of somehow tighten her up where she comes in.
See, I love tight tracks. So yeah. I am always going for the lightest possible to get around those corners.
No, Mike, I said that when I was building it. I said, man, I have to find somewhere to put my GoPro. Liam was just like, he just cut the camera and everything off. He's like, nope. Crystal's like, you need to mount it on the quad like this. I was like, Jesus, then I'll be as tall as a camera bird. Nah, flat.
Yeah, flat.
This would definitely swing in corners.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't help much.
Squish said, looks like an oversized brick strapped to that quad.
Doesn't it? But it's all fun. Like I said, I don't do it for competing in the time. I'm just trying it to rub elbows with Lehan.
Maybe if you practice more, you'll get there.
Whoa, that's fired.
You know, that's what I'm scared of too. Because if I really go out there and start laying it down and really feeling it, I will really get into it. And I'll be like, oh, I need some 1,000 milliamp packs and the lightness.
No, that's that'll never last you 2 minutes.
So you need a 2 minutes. Okay, so see, I was thinking, so that's what I was getting out of this, out there running it pretty much. Well, I think almost 3 minutes. So I was thinking 4 minutes for some reason. So only 2 minutes. That's good.
Yeah. When I'm going full send on my 2207 1800 kV motors with beast props and all that out on a real race, I've overcharged my batteries and I still like start sagging really hard after 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Overcharge them. Now, what do you mean by that?
Like charge them to 4.35 volts per cell instead of 4.2, which any battery should be able to do that. It's not a safe though, so don't do it.
Right, because like the Whoop batteries, that's why they call them HVs, because it's 3.2 they run on the right. Okay.
Yeah, I always try to get ones that can go to at least 4.35. Normally, especially in practice, I don't do that, but I do every now and then. It depends on the race and the track, especially if it's a long track where you're pretty much full throttle around every straight. Then you don't want.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then that how you showed me in the transmitter to do the throttle thing, you say 60, back it down to 60, then run the pack and keep bumping it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
That helps a lot in training your lines.
Gotcha. Yeah, right, Chuck. I know they put HV on them little batteries, and it absolutely means nothing. If you peel the sticker off, you can even read it underneath of it. But that's in a sense what they call it, HV. But high volts, I've heard people say before they overcharge their packs.
This kid is very smart. No, I just watch a lot of YouTube.
He knows his way around quads. Let me tell you that.
Exactly.
I spend almost all day, every day, unless I'm doing school. I'm with my quads.
And how many hours have you been on liftoff?
800 hours on liftoff, 100 hours on Velocidrone, and 100 hours on FPV Air 2, and then a lot of flying in real life.
Right. Ray Smith, welcome. Says Lehan Vander, good luck. Yeah, he's gonna go to nationals and just whoop them off.
No, there's a lot of super fast pilots there, but I'm gonna do my best.
That's right. That's the spirit right there.
As long as I do my best, I'll be a-okay.
And for basically the racing part, remembering the track to me is the hardest part.
Well, the more you fly it, the easier it gets. I really like liftoff. I've probably flown hundreds and hundreds of different tracks on there, so I really had to learn to memorize tracks faster.
Adapt,
going
right?
From one track to another, yeah. And then another thing, there are tracks on the sims that have like every element, so you're actually practicing every element instead of doing a little bit here and a little bit there.
That's cool. And you run like your battery on, obviously, right? So it's like real life, more or less.
Sometimes it depends on the sim. On Velocidrone, you kind of have to do that.
Gotcha.
Especially for the spec online races. But on liftoff, I don't really do that because it's not actually that realistic. I can get 5 minutes flying full throttle on success.
Chuck said Vander don't need luck.
He needs to go fast.
So Cardoso Media said they say if you do anything for 2,000 hours, you will be a professional at it. So putting that into cool.
Time to work pays off.
Yeah, and I actually have to get my vampire told me what's going on after the Windows did that update. It blocked a lot of people's transmitters. It's something with liftoff, so I got to get that back up and running. He told me.
Yeah, that was doing the same thing for my dad's computer. I was really confused. I was like, why isn't it working?
Yep.
That's interesting.
It's a Windows update, and it's
Night, Thomas. Happy birthday, my dear.
Night, Thomas. Have a good one. I forget what it was called, but it's some kind of driver, and it like wipes it out when it does the update, so then liftoff can't find your transmitter. Because I've never flown to Bando City and liftoff.
Really? That I mean, it's a good one, but it takes a lot of It takes a decent computer to run it with good performance because it's a big map.
I gotcha.
See, on liftoff, I'm always flying the ones with the least amount of graphics needed because I use an old Mac, so I struggle. Okay. Like even on the best conditions, I'm getting around 30 FPS average.
I gotcha.
So
I run like the green a lot, the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because it's open. It doesn't restrict you as far as height and all that. Keep telling you go back down, which I don't never go up that high in the first place. But it's still just in case you want to punch up high and come back down or something. But I want to get back into playing it. I miss playing it.
Yeah, we'll have to play it together.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I said, it's I was in there. Everything seemed running good with it. David Smith, welcome. It seemed like everything was running good with it, but it wouldn't pick my transmitter up.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me.
So I'll download that driver and I'll get that all hooked up. That way we can go ahead in there and play. Check message. So who's anyone meeting up tomorrow with anybody and flying? Any meetups close? Like 20 minutes?
Not 2.5 hours?
Yeah, right? We're going tomorrow and
we're picking apples tomorrow.
Picking apples, so I'm gonna take.
That's your meetup. You're taking quads to meet the apple trees.
I'm gonna take this little guy and fly it while she's picking apples. You know, I gotta try to take my transmitter, my goggles, and slide one in.
Huh. That's funny. I tried to get permission to fly at a state park. That's nice.
Drop on it though. I hit the they got a motorcycle over here. Look, I even pointed to this side. Freaking everything's backwards on this camera. There's a motorcycle parked over here. He's got cover on it. I come ripping up. I almost hit a bush and I went over the bush, and then when I went back down, the motorcycle cover was right there. There was no getting back up and over it. But yeah, I'm gonna run this through the apple orchard tomorrow. Dive some apple trees, maybe buzz Crystal while she's picking some apples. See if I can't get thrown out of there.
I tried to get permission to fly at a state park. That did not go well.
No.
They're like, if you crash it, then the deer will chew on it, and that's bad for their health. I'm like, is that the best you got?
Right.
I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. I was like, seriously?
If I crash it, I'm going to go get it.
Exactly. I'm staying there until I find it.
If you're chewing it, it's not healthy for them. Yeah, it's.
Well, Carlos is meeting up with him, himself, and I, and so is Ryan.
I am too.
Yeah, probably pretty much me too. I don't know. Russell's off tomorrow. I might be able to talk him into flying.
I'm hoping tomorrow's nice. The last 3 days have been awful.
Tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
Well, we're going to come back up that way too, where we up. Well, how far do you live from the asylum? Or the asylum? Listen to me, the abando that we flew at.
Like 20 minutes.
So yeah, cool. So we want to come back up that way. Crystal saw some stuff up. Yeah. So we're definitely going.
Camera in hand. We will be back up that way.
We're gonna get up with you and we'll put something together.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that place you and your dad were talking about, the with the grain.
We went there.
Yeah. What? No.
We couldn't get there.
Oh, okay.
There was no roads or anything leading to it. You had to walk quite a bit to get there.
So we got
do that.
He's in. So we either need an all-terrain vehicle or some hiking boots.
Well, you had to go through a no trespassing tall fence as well.
I can't read.
And
Joe will park his truck in front of it. They'll never know we didn't see the sign.
I couldn't read the last time we all got together.
I might beat myself and I don't know. Yeah, right. I hear you.
Holy Squish, they kind of have rules that I don't think they would let you in. The one at least that I go to, the state park, they have people, rangers all around there, so I really couldn't fly there without permission.
So that's weird, right? So at Fatigue here, they have a state side and a federal side. You would think the state side would be the side that you can go in there and fly in. It's just a beach. I mean, nothing
That's
really
all
there.
it is a beach.
It's a beach. That's it, right? They got a little like shower house and kind of where you use the restrooms and a little like maybe gift shop in the little center area there.
Mm-hmm.
But the federal side
has trails,
has
beach, has campgrounds, has canoe rentals,
and the
has off-road vehicles.
So then the state has you cannot fly drones there. They have a sign, no drones posted on their board. The federal, not at all. So I'm like, can I fly in the federal side? Like, I don't know. So I take the Mavic down there one day and just throw it up, and I flew 3 packs in there. No one said nothing to me. Then I'm walking down the beach, and here comes one right over my head. It's the same Mavic I got too. I'm like, what?
And his Mavic's in his backpack as we're walking down the beach.
So obviously you can fly in the federal side, but not in the state side. And I thought that was kind of odd. And the federal side's better anyway. I'm like, why would you want to fly in the state side? There's nothing over there. So that's weird that they're like that. But we are here in the U.S.
Yeah, I asked David how Paradise was. He said right now they're over here in the U.S. for a long visit. They're going back in a couple months.
Uh-oh, back in the States, are you? That's cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's like me. I'll go fly somewhere, and now obviously I don't want to fly somewhere and get a fine. But if I'll just try my luck and they'll just come up, you can't do that here. I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, then I will pull it down. But I'm gonna be in between those trees, and I'm gonna just take my backpack with my transmitter in it, and my goggles, and my little quad and the batteries, and I'm just gonna get in there when no one's around. We look around, no one's around. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put some clear props on it, though it's not noticeable, I guess.
I think everyone that knows who I am knows that I fly. So when they see me and then they see me with goggles down and I'm flying, it's like totally normal. I fly around my church around people so much that they're just like oblivious almost. I don't know.
And that's how it is here at my house. I have to fly through the trees and stuff. Cars come through. They already know. They see me stand there on the deck looking down at my feet with goggles on. That drone's probably behind their car already following them. Wayne, what's up? Cause FPV. Kenny says, here in Canada, we can fly in provincial parks, but not national parks.
Yeah, we can fly. I'm allowed to fly, or we are allowed to fly in like, what's it called? I just went completely blank on the word. Wow. And the... I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
Damn, Thomas is 3 hours and 50 minutes from you. Rob, what's up? Welcome. So, Eric, you're saying you'd come down to Reading? How far is that for you then? That's got to be a ride, right? Well, I guess if Thomas is 3 hours and 50 minutes, how many Thomas say was from Reading? I mean, how far did he say from Reading?
He didn't.
So about 4 hours.
Thomas said he'd meet up in Hershey.
That would be cool. Go to Hershey Park and go rip in the rides.
We can't rip Hershey.
Oh, we can.
No, we
They're
can't.
just not going to allow us.
No. I'm not going to get thrown out of one of my favorite amusement parks. We cannot rip Hershey.
We don't.
I don't like amusement parks.
Right?
Have you ever been to Hershey Park?
I like it when they're closed.
See, I like the tour part and like the shop part.
Yeah, me too.
Ride
yeah.
part.
Yeah, I don't like rides. That's my thing.
Well, see, I'll do the roller coaster thing. And
I'm terrified of roller coasters.
And I don't like them myself. And look, just because of the fact that, I got to be in control. If I can work the stick up front, I'm good. But no, you got a guy working that thing on a switch? Nope.
Yeah, it's like the first roller coaster I had ever gone on. My parents forced me to go on one of those wooden rides. And that they said that was the worst ride there afterwards. But I was so terrified because at first they said it's easy, it's not bad. So I got on it, I went on it, I got off, and I was terrified of roller coasters from then on. Like I just could not do roller coasters.
Right? That's the part I don't like
wooden
either.
Roller coasters are totally different.
And they move when they go around a corner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's enough to terrify you. Next thing you know, the thing flies off the track.
200 foot in the air, looking down, upside down. Ugh. No, thank you.
Oh, come on. I can do the roller coasters. I can do the crazy rides. But in most, I guess, getting older now, I like more of the shops and things like that.
Oh, cool, Eric. We're going down for Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure when Josh and Eric are talking about that, but I think they said in the next couple weeks.
I'm going to be in North Carolina for Thanksgiving.
That's right, you are, aren't you? Going down there?
It's going to be nice.
Going to Nationals and then the Carolinas.
4-week vacation.
Pimpin'.
No school. That's all that matters. No school.
Your dad's going to make you learn something in them 4 weeks.
Well, I'm going to be working in Florida as well. It's a working vacation.
Working vacation.
But it's better than school.
And down there you have a lot of people you fly with, right?
Yeah, I know quite a few guys I can probably hook up with. They're doing like a drone camp thing down there. I don't know when. I'm going to see if maybe I might be down there.
Sweet. Bob Biker, welcome.
I'll be right back. I got to go do something.
All right.
Uh-oh.
That's cool, Eric.
There we go.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to go up. I think they said the Reading area for like the day and hang out and fly. So we'll meet up at Josh's, I'm sure, early in the morning and head up there. It'd be fun to hang out with Mystery D. Who else was it? Mystery D? A couple people right there.
No, Josh was talking about quite a few people.
Yeah, that's why I said he knew a couple of people in that area, so that's cool.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
I got to make myself some tea.
Some tea?
My voice is a little bit.
I thought you were going to get your duct tape and hang your quads up on your bed.
Oh, no.
He said he couldn't hang his quads up. I said, sure you can. Get you some duct tape and just start sticking.
Mom would kill me. I already have quads everywhere. She probably doesn't want it on my bed.
Ray Smith just subbed Lean's channel. Cool.
I think
awesome.
That's the only spot that right now doesn't have quads.
That's what?
Our bed.
I know, our bedroom. I got to put a couple in there.
No,
probably make me sleep better at night.
No.
So that's going to be fun, man. I can't wait to do the Whoop thing. I think we're going to have so much fun. You said that's what, brushed Whoop and brushless?
Brushed and brushless. We'll probably have 1S and 2S, but they'll probably be in two different races because 1S versus 2S isn't really fair.
That's how I thought I was going to beat you on the track, though. I was going to pull my 65, the Beta 65S, and then let you run the little Alien.
No. The one thing that I don't really like about the Alien is it doesn't have OSD. So can't really check on my battery. I just have to feel the battery to know when to land. And then my video will start getting really bad when the battery gets low.
Okay. So that'll be your cutoff then. That'll be tell you when to change it.
Yeah.
When your battery starts getting crummy.
When you can't
when
see,
your camera.
it's time to land.
Right, Ryan? Whoop it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray Smith. You are my 103rd subscriber.
Nice.
I hit 100 subs like a couple days ago. It was awesome.
Congratulations. Milestone on YouTube.
You'll be to 1,000 before you know it.
I hope so. One day.
When you hit the big charts, you just put one video out and get like 50,000 views on it right away.
Or after I win nationals.
Right? Exactly.
So it looks like there are 140 to 150 pilots going for 3 days.
So you gotta run. So how does that work? Do you just like run heats up those 2 days and then everybody races the third day, or?
No, so the first day is purely practice. The second day is qualifying and ranking, almost like, I believe, top 80 after the second day move forward. And then the third day is finals, semifinals, and finals. And then they have like a party that night or something.
Okay. Now, does the track stay the same all weekend, or is it get changed?
It should stay the same.
I could probably work with something like that then. If they let you do one day.
You get a whole day of practice, yeah.
I definitely could do that, because that's what I normally don't do. You saw that in Harrington. I just jumped in and tried to fly the track. That did not happen at 50-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, right. Night Train when he smokes Captain. Yeah. He's gonna do it. One day he'll come on the track with him.
Did you see Captain's new video? He's insane. I couldn't go that fast if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could. If you had, think of like, not beating Vander or nothing up, but think about the sponsorship and stuff that he has, you know.
Well, he has like 20 sponsorships, yeah.
Well, think about that, right? So carefree, more or less. Like I loved when he won that one race and he punched it up and he looked it straight in the ground. He dove it straight in the ground, dude. That was crazy. To me, that's like NASCAR doing a burnout. I don't care who you are. That quad, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Just hit that ground.
They got like 20, 30 quads at nationals and big races like that.
Yeah, right, exactly. So
I'm going there with 3.
Right.
The Vander versus Vanover race, yeah, I like that.
Ryan says that alien whoop does have OSD. He's just not sure how to get it on in the goggles.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. And when you figure it out, let me know.
I've seen like every video on it.
I got you.
I didn't see that. I saw Drib's video. So his looked like he could do a flip and then like not lose much altitude or anything. Right. I feel like mine is underpowered. Like it takes a lot of power to get out of a flip.
Are your batteries old and all? They new?
I have some new batteries and some old batteries. The new definitely feel better, but still not
that
great. I feel like it's probably my props. I need to I have some Gem Fan props I'll put on it.
I saw his video, dude. He bossed that little whoop.
He was sponsored pretty much coming in. Yeah, it's true. The moment he won his like first race, I think he won 2017 Nationals he brought like 2 quads and a few batteries.
Right.
And then he was basically sponsored from there.
And so think about that. So think about, like I said, say you had, for instance, someone step up and sponsor you and go, I'll go to nationals with you and supply you with 20 quads. You would go out there, dude, and just be just as fast as him, I guarantee you, because you don't have that worry of, number one, if I ruin all my stuff here, I can't fly when I go home until I fix it. Or do I have enough to last those 3 days?
That's my biggest worry. Do I have enough to last those 3 days?
Right. And
because honestly, right now, I don't know if I do. 3 quads. I only have 2 spare motors. I don't have any spare 4-in-1s or flight controllers or VTXs or receivers. or cameras for that matter. I have a few motors and a few frame parts and 3 quads.
You're gonna take that.
I don't know if I'll last. I don't even know if I'll last practice.
Just do the practice like.
Yes, you will.
Like, just take your time doing practice. Like, it's all fun, pretty much, right? And you just try and lay down. You already timing you and stuff, I'm sure.
I don't think there's any timing or qualifying on practice. I'm not 100% sure on all the details though. Gotcha. But I believe the first day, I think it's more about learning the track and figuring out your lines for that track, what you want to do, and then the second day, you send it.
I got you. Yeah, you'll do good, man. You'll be out there whooping butt. I know it's a lot of competitiveness when you go to something like that because all the people. I totally give you props for doing it because, like I said, I like doing it, running around the track with you and having fun. But to actually say if I start kicking it off and being really good, I probably still never would go to nationals and all because I don't like the publicity and all that. I'm just the kind of guy who wants to go out in the field, have fun, race around with your friends, whatever, fly.
Yeah. Fun flies.
Yeah. But it's good to have skills. It's good to, like, when you go to, like, Rob's place, for say, because at Rob's place, you don't know, that's like an open bar. Think about it. You're going to get pilots just with all kind of skills that come through there. And I think it's good, cool to have skills to be able to stay up with those guys. Like me, before I'm like punching it up above the trees, trying to come back down, dive the gate, and it's like, nope. So to come there with a racer, that would be cool, and know how to and actually be able to handle that racer. That's the biggest point.
Yeah. There's a saying that was valid last year. It was that you can't win a race without having skills. Like, just because you have the best quad doesn't mean you're going to win the race.
Yeah, if you don't know if you ain't got full control of that quad, know how to move that quad, get those lines that you're talking about right. And I think that's what it is. And I'm seeing that. So I saw, like I said, I try to take the freestyle thing through the gates and all. I can do it because of hitting gaps through trees and stuff. It's like
you're so comfortable with the quad, yeah.
Right, and comfortable with it. But I guess when it comes to racing, like, you could probably set that up to keep up with the racers, but the bigger frame and all that. But then now to actually have that little racer itself and running 6S at that is really crazy. And when I tried that 65-degree camera angle that day, it was just like, holy cow.
Minchan uses 40 degrees camera tilt. I believe Captain Vanover right now is at like 40 or 45 degrees. Right. And then Heads Up FPV is at like 50, I believe. And then like Propsicle Silas, he's running 55, 60 degrees. I like running 45, 50 degrees.
Right. Yeah, it does on that frame. To me, I like the 45-degree mark.
I feel like 45. I feel like the camera position on the frame is really good. Like you can see no matter what angle you're at 45 degrees. You can be full send or landing, and you can still see the ground.
Yep, and right now, if you get like a more of a knockoff camera and you get that little field of view, it's going to screw you because I get what you're saying. Like,
I run 1.5 millimeter lenses on all my quads just because it helps so much.
Yeah, and that's another thing where you said I was looking at that, as you said, like you said, don't look at the ground, always look at the horizon. And that does work too, because when you pitch that quad and you nail it, you're obviously going to look a little bit at the grass. And if you take your eyes and look down and try to get your eyes back up, there is like a little transition there.
Yeah, I told you that mostly that day because for freestyle, when you're going fast on a freestyle quad with 30 degrees camera tilt, you're looking at the ground.
Right.
So for me, my first quad was a freestyle quad, or like not really a freestyle quad, I should say. Like a cheap quad with like 20 degrees camera tilt. And when I was going fast, I would always look at the ground. Then I got my first racer, and I was always crashing into the ground with the higher camera tilt because That's what I was used to doing when I was punching out, looking at the ground. But that always messed me up. So I started looking at the horizon a lot more around the tracks, and it got my consistency up. I wasn't hitting the ground as much.
And I tried that when you said that, and then I noticed that. So instead of me having my eyes looking down and transition back up when I come up, it kind of like, I don't know if it's just how your camera sometimes will transition. If you're still like in the brighter part of that camera, so when you come around, you don't have to have all of a sudden, the light, looking at the darker ground. I don't know if that's it, but it did seem to make a bigger difference for me. Like
for me, looking at the horizon keeps my speed consistent. And then all I have to do to change my height to change how high I am, especially for that dive gate, all I have to do is use the throttle, drop the throttle, raise the throttle. And then I'm consistent around the track.
Quad Farm says he likes the ground. It is right though. So to look at it as the aspect, as you said, the freestyle, you're looking at the ground because you're always trying to, fly around things and not hit it. And then like in the racing, you want to do that. And then, I tell you what, you get straight and get the right angle with that 6S and pop that thing, man. That thing moves like it's.
Oh yeah, and
we're coming fast that day.
So from what I know, the new frame is going to be way better than the Lehan.
Nice.
Like faster, way faster.
I'm liking
it. So I should be getting a prototype soon. Can't wait for that.
Sounds good.
I'll tell you about it, but I won't tell anybody else about it. I'm not allowed to tell anyone, but
my lips are sealed when you tell me.
Possible.
But yeah, I'm liking the frames, the Slate 5. I like it. I like the way it kind of has that Armaton camera thing, but it's all on carbon.
Mm-hmm.
I like how that's set up, the way that thing flies. Looking for it wasn't fun, but
I mean, it survived. That's the
right. And yeah, and you were, after watching the video, you weren't up that, like, I mean, you were pretty good up there. If it was going to break, it would have broke. Because you figured you hit that ditch, so you didn't hit in that soft field kind of going down through the beams. You hit right on that ditch bank.
Right on the ground. And it bounced. It bounced across the ditch.
Oh, yeah. So, see, that's even no damage. Making up bottles?
I haven't even changed a prop on it since I found it.
I was like, whoa, what is he doing to me?
I'll get that mounts made for you, too.
Let's see if I can get this in the camera. All right, so
I'm gonna present your
let's see if I can get this in there.
No. So how do I swap that? I don't think I can.
Let's see if I can get this in the camera.
Huh?
The stack. I'm trying to get the stack on the camera. There we go.
No, hold on. I cut you off on that one.
I got the stack.
I'm trying
very hard.
Okay, there you go.
You're fine. So I have a 50 amp 4-in-1 in there. And then I have, like, my whole stack is made up of plastic and gummies. So it's like super soft mounted in there.
Right.
And it makes it so smooth to fly.
Yeah, that thing does fly super smooth. And
then I've got the motors soft mounted as well. And it's just butter. Even though these motors are so old and worn out from racing, it still flies like butter.
That thing is, guys, when he flies this, I've watched him fly it so far over here in the field, and then we met at an abandoned like woman's hospital. He would go in to like the little when you guys watched my video where I went in and went over that rail and went down and did that power loop over, Lehan would go in there. And when you saw it, if you watch his channel, he just goes into that little area, and there was like winds that day, so it was real gusty in that little corner. Because that's what, when you first see my video, when it pushed me against the wall, I was like, oh no, now do something cool, as Chuck would say, right? So that's when I just went like this and pitched over that and then drove it down backwards. I thought for sure I was going to crash on those steps below, but I just was like, okay, that was far enough and spun off of it. There was just like, I mean, you that quad around in there, dude, like the maneuvers you did with it. You could see how smooth that quad is.
Yeah, and then
just like because I turned my rates up a little bit, so when I flew it was kind of like slow but real smooth.
The video that I posted, it almost looks like I put real steady on it to me. Like there's no jello and it seems super fluid, the footage of it. But I mean, it's all stock footage. There's nothing done to it, but it looks so smooth. And that's because of that's actually the way that it flies.
Right.
And I think even with the new camera mount, the camera print,
right,
I think it'll be even smoother. Right. I mean, right now the camera, where did it go?
So yeah, you said that had jello.
That I think that's just the way it was mounted on the frame.
Okay.
There wasn't really much keeping it from the vibrations.
Well, it was a quick application.
Yeah, it was a
foam.
We weren't prepared for it. Yeah, it was just foam.
So yeah, that mount will definitely put it in there and make it much tighter. And I already have I think I'll put it up. It's up there on the shelf. I already have a mount for that camera. It's like like the Sessions mount in.
Mm-hmm.
It mounts onto the Wizard. But I would get I'm actually reach out to Richard Coggins. He did it for me before for a GoPro 7. He took and cut the bottom of it off, and then he took like the GoPro 7 and he put onto the mount itself and then put it into a file. So that's what I'm asking him to do for you. Mount it and then put that same file I got here with that camera for the Polaroid Cube, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Polaroid Cube, and then mount it to there, and it'll work fine. He did a good job on GoPro 7.
The footage doesn't look too bad other than the jello.
I told you it did real good. It does real good 1080, like true 1080 with like a what card did you have in there? Was it a like UD or something or U3 or something?
It was a Samsung card, 64 gigabyte card.
All right.
Rob, hon, you don't ever have to apologize for multitasking. Those babies need those bottles. We understand that, and we appreciate you listening at the same time.
Yeah, I that day at the Bando, the GoPro footage was shot in 2.7K.
Okay.
And then I put it on YouTube at only 1080p, and that looks phenomenal to me. Like
that did look really good, because that's what I was going to ask you at the Bando thing. What did you film with that day?
That was just a Session 5.
Okay.
Which I know the Hero 7 is like 4K, 30 FPS, all that.
Yes, it's
with the hyper smooth.
Yes,
I want to try that, but I don't have the money for that.
Right. Mr. Crowley, welcome, Sean.
Hey, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go make my tea quickly.
All right, no problem. Crystal, so when you come back, Crystal will be doing the news.
All right.
She's got a few news articles. You think DJI?
Wait and see.
Here, I'll blow you up. I'll put you on the screen.
Blow me up.
There you go. Yeah, I'll blow you up.
That might be a little graphic.
I'll blow you up. Boom.
Some may enjoy that. Some may be mad at you. That's what I said. Some may enjoy that. Some may be mad at you.
News.
What is up, guys? I hope y'all are having an amazing week. It is time for drone news. In news tonight, drones save money and time at Savannah River site reactor. Using drones to monitor conditions and control vegetation atop shuttered reactor facilities at the Savannah River site has saved more than $170,000 a year according to a new announcement made by officials. In South Carolina, it has proven to be quite the money saver by relying on and deploying specialized drones instead of helicopters and photographers, as was the practice. An SRS team has managed to save more than $170,000 a year, according to the new announcement made by the site and the U.S. Department of Energy. Using aerial drones to inspect the roofs of closed reactors high above the ground using high-resolution video cameras provides for significant improvements in our efficiency and effectiveness. The drones also allow post-closure surveillance and maintenance activities to be performed remotely at these facilities, keeping our workers safe. Using a drone to capture the footage of the P&R reactor, rooftops cut cost in half, according to the announcement. The reactors were decommissioned years ago, certainly enough time for some greenery to take hold. With the discovery of the vegetative roofs, that may allow for root intrusion. So, a herbicide spraying drone was developed to battle exactly that. This drone program at the Savannah River site is now done with the help of Virginia Tech. The university is home to the Unmanned Systems Lab, where air and ground vehicle research is done. The Energy Development Department recently recognized the SRS drone program with a sustainability award. Sounds like drones are being used in multiple different ways at one location, all for the good, including providing new jobs for drone flyers. Now, don't shoot the messenger on this one, but listen up and listen clearly to this news. Breaking news. This new drone bill would make the airspace over people's home private property. A new proposal scheduled to be released from the office of Senator Lee, who is a Republican from Utah, tomorrow would put the airspace of up to 200 feet in altitude over private property under the control of the property owner and would restrict the FAA's right to regulate the airspace below 200 feet in altitude, making any zoning or regulatory decisions the right of the state or tribal entity governing the land. What does that mean? Means if you're going on private property, as they are going to possibly be classifying this, you now can fly between 200 feet altitude and 400 feet altitude if this bill would go into effect. What's that going to do? It's going to open the door because nobody who does not fly drones and who has not learned this stuff can tell what 200 feet altitude is. You could be flying at 400 feet. They're going to swear you're flying at 200 feet. Here we go. Now, the bill is only being introduced. It does not mean it is being placed in effect. Drone Life received a summary of the bill from Senator Lee's office. We cannot quote exact from the summary as the bill is yet to be released. In essence, the bill seeks to clarify and control two significant legal issues that remain to be unsolved. Number one, establish the airspace to 200 feet in altitude above private property as under the executive control of the property owner. Number two, establish state, tribal, and local governments as having executive, exclusive, and absolute rights to regulate that airspace. In the summary, the bill would propose that the altitude between 200 and 400 feet be designated for the use of civilian drones, although it wouldn't prohibit the FAA from allowing drones above the 400 feet, which we all know is not going to happen. The area under 200 feet would be under the jurisdiction of state, local, and tribal governments, and the bill would call for a redefinition of navigational airspace to make it clear. Guys, we've seen these thorny issues before. We've all dealt with it before.
Still fine.
Quite a few people have been confronted. You're flying on my property. And you had to explain, well, the air technically isn't your property. It's owned by the FAA and regulated by the FAA. Now, can you imagine what kind of controversy there's going to be if you say, oh, okay, hold on. You own up to 200 feet in the air, but I can fly 200 to 400 feet, according to the FAA. Like I said, they're going to swear that you're under that 200 feet, that you're on that property. It's going to be a sticky situation if the bill even makes it to a floor. That's the question. Now, Chris has already mentioned who wanted to fly. I hope you all get to fly, one way or another. If Mother Nature is being fickle and mean, plug in the remote, fly a sim.
Fly anyway.
Grab the controller, fly a whoop.
Exactly.
If Mother Nature is giving you crystal clear, beautiful weather, get outside, plaster a smile on your face, fly. Hopefully, you get to hook up with some friends and make it an even better time and fly. But if not, enjoy our hobby one way or another. Don't worry about any of the crappity stuff.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Don't let Mother Nature knock you down. We can still fly inside. Your wives may not like to hear me say that, but or your moms. I will say I do suggest a hoodie for any beginning flyers and possibly advanced flyers, because at times I still duck. I'm not gonna lie. I have more practice getting them out now, but it happens. But hey, I mean, fly, enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And exactly, just like Night Train said, the sim's right.
Right.
You're not smashing anything. You're not breaking anything. You're not costing yourself any money flying a sim. Unless you get pissed off and throw the controller. Then you might cost yourself something.
Yeah.
Been there, done that on Xbox. I will not do that on my QX7.
Well, I mean, you learn the hard way.
Unless I play with Russell's QX7, I get mad. I can just
That's what I was going to do. I just didn't want to run your feet over.
You're fine.
Or run Acro over, but he's back there.
Yep. So check out what I'm building. So we're getting dark early. So check out, this is what I'm building. Ready for it? Oh, look at all those LEDs.
I'm so confused. What is it?
Not only on the bottom, they're on the top also. It's a 250 millimeter frame, the diatone Ghost, and it is full of LEDs. So I'm gonna make a line of sight rig just to run around for when it gets dark early. Something go over in the field and just have fun, break, crash, lose.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rob, you kicked the coffee can the other day and it flew into the TV. Now there's a big rainbow spot on the TV.
Oh, damn it.
I don't know what the coffee can did to you, but I'm sure it deserved it.
Definitely 2 or 3 packs. And me, I like to charge mine and go out every day, but with the weather coming, it's going to be really hard to do that. But I definitely want to get out, like I was telling Lehan, I want to run that success, those 5 packs per day. I want to.
But remember, I mean, Adam said he's still going to be flying in the winter. Screw it. Remember, guys, you can always sit inside and fly outside. You don't have to be outside in the cold, in the weather, flying.
So, guys,
sit inside your car.
You always heard me say I wanted to do it, right? So there it is, long range. I got the R9M module. I got this right here. This is the Eachine. I'm getting ready to get lost for words. I gotta say 99. Yeah, this is the Eachine Tyro 129. It's got GPS rescue onto it. Running the R9mm receiver into it. And you see in my video, I had it almost a half mile out, and it RSSI'd on me. She said RSSI low, so I turned around at that point. But I'm thinking I just got to update my receiver and get them both on the same firmware version, and should be good to go. But this thing is really, really nice. So here's where I'm gonna plug my Banggood, and I hope I don't make nobody upset with it. But guys, check out my channel for my Banggood affiliate program. Really good stuff over there. It's 129. If I had a guess, and if you asked me how much would I average this thing for, I'd say easy $300 quad. And I'm not saying that because I'm an affiliate member. If you feel like that, just go to banggood.com off your Google and go buy it anyway. You don't have to support the channel. But I've been running this one and the Tyro 99.
And did you tell them about our accident?
Yes. Lehan was following me. That's why we were looking for a quad the other day. And he was following me out with the 129. And we were almost to the road, a quarter mile away. But he was.
I had no long range stuff on, only at 200 milliwatts. No, yep. I believe I was at 25 milliwatts that day.
Yeah, right, Mike. I hear you. But yeah, Sean, $129, and that thing comes with everything but your receiver, PNP. I've been running the Tyro 99, and so you guys know the way I fly. I'm critical on, like, say, a $500 quad. So I'm going to even go crazy on a $99 one. So I did hit and break an arm. So I got 4 new arms coming for this. So I got a fix for these arms because they kind of hit and delam pretty quick. I got epoxy. I'm going to run epoxy down the arm and then shrink wrap over it. And then it will be solid as a rock at that point. So $99, and Eric could tell you, I'm not even going to mess with him.
Is that the original camera?
Leave that alone.
The camera for it now, that's the downfall, okay? So the VTX isn't too bad. You know the DVR, your DVR is DVR. You have to take DVR anyway it comes. So, but the VTX isn't bad if you get it into 600 milliwatts. A lot of people are running 25 on it. It was just fading out bad on it. But 600 milliwatts, make sure the antenna just doesn't have all them spacers and all they give you, and make sure the dipole doesn't spin. Because you know if you screw down into your SMA and if you can still spin that antenna, it's not seating itself down there. Make sure that's good. And then the camera itself, it's the Wizard camera. It's like a 700 TVL, and the field of view is not good on it, so it's kind of like everything's smushy. But other than that, like if you had a camera laying around, dude, this is a nice quad for $99.
And you can buy a good camera nowadays for $20.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, Eric said I'm still crying over mine.
Yes, Eric was starting to run it, having fun with it, and the unfortunate happened.
It went for a swim.
He dunked her in the pond, but I'm still waiting for him to hook onto that thing and pull out. But he did have bystanders that day. Anytime you have a quad go down, trust me, pay attention to who's around and watching and how interested they are, so to speak, because that's what a lot of them will do. They'll wait for you to leave. They're like, man, I'm walking in there and getting that. I seen the dude drop it, and that thing flies. I like it. It's cool. Even though he pretty much know what he had, he's still gonna go and get that quad. So pay attention to that, and always have. I know it's hard to say, hey, stand here while I go grab something, but try to have someone you trust to say. And in Eric's case, it wouldn't have worked because he had to contact his aunt, and then give him permission to go in there and get it. So he'd had to have Tiff or one of the kids stand there like all night, make sure no one get it. So it really wasn't happening. So just trust issue after that. Kind of sucks. I hope it's still there and you finally do pick it up.
Well, if he does, Rob's giving him hope because he said all of his quads have been in water.
And you watch his channel, he definitely.
I've jumped.
Man, you have to watch this guy. So you know when you have ditches around your house or whatever, right? They have the drainage kind of thing, and you have like the I call it the culvert, like the pipe will go through. He comes down, dude, even with the water, it's like full of water and goes down through the culvert and comes back out the other side. I'm telling you, straight pimping. I couldn't believe it. And then he went in one day and I saw him go boom, bounce off the wall, and you saw his quad fall, and I was like, no. So then in the next part of the video, you just see his wife come up with the quad, like she straight went in the water and got his quad. Crystal would tell me, hell to the no.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's crazy. But yeah, every time I've known people that they go in water, sometimes the battery shot. Other than that, it comes out working.
I dropped a whoop in a bowl of water.
Wonderful weekend, babe.
And Kenny, I got to get that going for you. What I told you, I got it back here in the corner. I got everything going. Just got to sit down and go ahead and solder it up.
And happy belated Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, that's right. Your Thanksgiving already was.
And Newfound Drone Productions and Metro Drones, if you're around.
Yeah, using plywood, right? I remember you and Mike when I first met you guys. Yeah, we tried.
Hey, I mean, you get a little inventive. Well, no, Eric said he's a little scared of landing in the snow.
I've landed in snow, and I was fine.
But yeah, dude, I can't wait for Eric to get this out of here because I'm hoping he does. And I'm hoping he just plugs another battery in after setting that thing in some rice, and that thing just plugs in because I'm going to be like, the Tyros, what, guys? What did you say about the Tyros? I didn't hear you. But yeah, that's now the only thing I've seen. Like, okay, so here's a story. Ryan bought a chameleon one time. Actually, it's right here. Now when this thing came in, it flew, but it had some issues. Well, I've determined that after looking it over real good with my glasses on, that it sat in water for a while. It dry rotted all the rubber casing on the wires. The flight controller started getting, I guess it was like down in the soot and all, so it started eating through the board, started having like a couple of pinholes ate through the board. I still have the board somewheres over here, but the frame and all was fine. But yeah, his electronics, and I'm talking this thing, it sat in the river for a long time. You could look at it and tell that the rocks and all brushing against it just beat the motors and all up and all that good stuff. But it's all been rebuilt now. Nothing is old. It's just a frame now. But yeah, you could tell after a while the water will start eating it up.
Well, Birdman Hun, don't feel bad. I think everybody in here at some point or another has done some little snafu that they were like, I can't believe that's what it was. He threw 3 packs after work. He thought the camera or the BTX had gone out, but he was on the wrong channel. Now, how many of you guys, honestly, okay, you're tired after work, you've got a lot of shit on your mind, and you want to fly, life's throwing you a curveball, you know, you want to de-stress, and you go out to fly, and then some stupid little thing happens. And when you actually sit back and look at it, you're like, seriously, that's all it was?
I just I never go through that. I never go through that, Mike, because I am a big channel searcher. I will go. I don't even have to be. I can have my goggles down, and I've did it so many times. I can just do the buttons. Like I know the press. You press the one center button once, down twice on the bottom one, and in the center again, it'll start channel searching for you. And that's what I do every time.
And remember, the Tuesday You did what I haven't done for a while. You actually forgot to plug in the quad.
Yeah, right.
That's what I said. Every single one of us, at one point or another, has done some little stupid snafu. You know, maybe it's not that you were on the wrong channel. You forgot to plug it in. You forgot to bring the transmitter. You forgot to bring the goggles. Something. There's always been some little snafu in people's stories, and it's like, I can't believe I forgot, or I cannot believe that I did that.
Doc that I fly with, Dr. Watson, he puts his little camera protectors over his lens. Every time he takes off, he forgets it's on there. He takes off line of sight, and then he does it. He'll put his goggles down for a minute. You'll see him come back in, land it, hand launches it, and hand catches it. When he'll come in and hand catch it, pull off the little thing. I said, yeah, that'll work. You better see a little better. I actually built a quad one day that had the camera lens on, and I was like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with the camera. The VTX, something's not working. And obviously the VTX working because I see the OSD, and it's like, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm very teared off, and I'm like, wait, that freaking camera lens cover was on there? Are you kidding me? Peel that off, and everything lights up. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed now. I'm not working on nothing else. Oh, man. It's amazing how you forget that little thing. But I've had them change VTX on me on channel. But like I said, I'm always auto searching. So boop, 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 boop. And it dials it in. I'll find everybody else's quad before I find mine when we're flying together.
All right. He says his Beatty. God, I can't talk tonight. His Beta 65S has some crazy y'all twitch. That's a new word for you. It's got a y'all twitch to it. I have almost a Mockingbird tune on it. If I yaw as I dive doing a sidewinder, she goes ape on me.
Listen.
Any suggestion how to tune it up?
Yes. Beta 65S. I have two of them hanging on the wall. They are brushless. The Mockingbird was solely for brushed whoops. So that could be a problem. Your wife's radio looks like butt grinders. That's cool, dude. I thought before when I used to see her in your videos just holding the quad up, it took me a while and I realized like, whoa, she got a transmitter, goggles, and a quad. I'm like, what? What?
Poor Night Train. Oh, Lord. He said, I left the radio on the top of my car once, drove off, it didn't make it but 100 yards. I noticed way too late. QX7 smashed by cars is hard to look at when you know it's your own fault. Ouch. But I guarantee you are extremely precautious, and careful.
So it's brushed, Mike?
With your controller now. I guarantee you always know where it is. Live and learn, babe.
So the quad you have is brushed. Okay, so you're not messing up with the thing there. Try to, whatever on your eye. See what the yaw is on your eye. Put it on 100. Usually that pretty much will lock a quad in that wants to do all this spinning around on yaw stuff on you. But a lot of people with the Mockingbird, that's where they go wrong. They'll put it on a brushless whoop, and they say it's made more for a brushed whoop. So I've never really messed with it myself. And the whoops are kind of tough to dial in. You have to keep just messing with them, because they're so, some of them are so fast and hard to control. So you have to get all that dialed in first and then start tuning on them. I don't think I dropped mine once, over in the field, but my book bag was underneath of me, and I kind of directed it down my leg to land on my book bag. But other than that, I haven't dropped my Tyrannus, knock on wood. I go out tomorrow and drop it and bust 5 switches off of it. Dang. Ryan, on the other hand, RD.
I remember that night. That was a bad night.
He tried to get through his gate. I forget what he had his hands full, something. And he dropped it. It just, I think he's only got like 2 switches left on his Tyrannus, to be honest with you. He's done broke all of them off. I put plugs in there to replace them. Night, Wayne. Thanks for hanging out.
Well, I mean, Mike, you know, Chris has got a item in a box. No, he says I have it in the box still.
Oh, okay.
Chris has got an item that's in a box to remind him of things not to do as well.
I don't even know where that's at anymore.
But when he first started out, he made a fatal mistake.
With a Phantom. We all know that's money, money, money.
Yeah, you don't use regular tools on quads.
You do, you just got to be careful.
You don't use regular tools, especially pliers, on regular quads. You just don't do it.
It works.
Yeah, if you want to
yeah, Chuck's switches are overrated.
Make things fly off of the board.
Oh, Ryan's got 3 switches. I'm sorry. He's got 3
Chuck
left.
said switches are overrated.
Yeah, Chuck's Tyrannus X9D just gone. No switches. He removed them all.
But he also learned a very valuable lesson that day. You know it. That was definitely rednecking. I can hold on to this. And guess what? Those pliers went right across the board.
Right across it.
So when he got the new one in, he put the old one and the piece in the box.
And wrote the dumbass on the box, I remember.
Uh-huh.
It's around here somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I used to keep it sitting on my workbench, so it always reminded me to go slow and be easy.
Look, anytime I see him with a pair of pliers near the workbench now, I'm like, you don't use those.
Little Tyro toothpick, Tyro 69.
Chuck said I use pliers all the time.
You guys ain't got this yet? You're missing something. Chuck has had it and been torturing it, so this is good.
Birdman said, 14?
Your eyes at 114, and that thing shouldn't be skipping around on you. She ought to be holding pretty tight at 114.
No. I think he means I-14, not 114. There's a space in there. And then he said, oops, the I.
Oh, crap, so it was on 14? If it was on 14, definitely put it on 100, and you'll stop that yaw spinning. Tell him, Lehan.
It's true. Shit. I mean, I haven't actually really had that problem other than my quad dipping in flight. So I wouldn't. No, he says 114.
Okay.
Oh, 114. Okay, yeah.
So I wouldn't know.
Yep, Chuck says Tyro still runs.
For now.
For now. It's good. It's bulletproof. I might take this tomorrow too when we go pick apples, run it. Nope.
No. You choose one, and you get to take one.
That way, if
because
they say
you're going to be picking apples. You're taller than I am, and your arms are longer than mine. I need your expertise.
You want an apple picker?
No.
Then we got the apple picker.
No. I don't want applesauce. Head Fog, welcome, babe.
Head Fog, what's up? Welcome. That way, they say, I say, well, I can put this one away and pull out one that's smaller. Right?
No.
It's a toothpick.
No. Make your decision. I will pat you down as we're leaving tomorrow.
You always have to have a backup, so you can't just choose one quad.
Nope.
Might get there and get the diatone stuck in a tree and I have to pull out numero uno.
No. We'll have Rusty with us, so if you get stuck in a tree, you're good.
See, and I got the 65S and they brushless. Oh, they're beta though. Yeah, it's 3.2.2 on it. I got a quad. I forget.
3.2.2. That's terrible.
Oh, dude, I got a quad. I forget I plugged in the other day. Had that on there. I was like, what? Like that thing is ancient.
You got to put it on 4.1 beta.
No, Mike. He's supposed to be picking apples with me, not flying quads in the apple orchard.
I do like that 4.1 with that tune that's on that racer for sure. If it runs like that on a freestyle rig on just different rates, that would be really cool.
See? Head fog is the smartest one of the bunch. Just listen to your wife. It'll be a lot easier.
Right?
Although Chuck's with you on that one. I know, but I don't care. Oh, shit, I got to send Chuck money. See? You sure you want to be on Chris's side? I have to send you money. You remember that, right?
He's going to be like, if you don't send me money, he don't have a shirt.
That ain't my problem. I'm going to tell Chris that I sent it to you anyway.
He's going to know you didn't. I got your bumper done, too, and some arm guards. I go for cheer.
Red cheer?
I didn't cut them off things yet. Nice red bumper. And they different way across there, can't you? You looking nice. Looking nice. Sure. I gotta print Lehan's, and then I gotta get Richard to do that for me, and then if he would, and then I gotta print the purple QX7 mount.
Hey, Birdman, try turning it up to 200, just to exaggerate it, to make sure that to see if maybe if you just make it higher, it'll help. I don't know. Just try putting up to like 200, 250 on the eye. It might help.
Oh, listen to Ray. Chris picking apples. You better get that on camera.
I will. But, I mean, Chuck said the orchard must be ripped.
It will be. Trust me, it will be. I'll make sure I have DVR in my goggles. I can't get a session on this thing.
I've got an awesome tiny whoop spot that I know. It's outdoor nearby. I really want to go rip it.
That's what I was thinking too. Night Train, if his motors weren't getting real super hot. Right on the
That's a good thing, Chuck.
Repairing. Uh-oh. It's not going to fly tomorrow.
Oh.
Send it.
I need to figure out this R9 now. It's bugging me.
Yeah, so does anyone in here, I know Night Train, you run the R9 for a while. Lehan's having a trouble binding to it.
Mm-hmm. I have the R9MM receiver.
So what's he missing? What's he doing wrong? Like I said, mine, I just did the same thing we do with XM Plus. Held it down, powered it up.
Yeah, that's what I did, and it won't work. I tried a few different ways. Nothing.
Huh. You want a cup?
I have the big one.
Huh? Go for it.
I think they all work the same. They're just different sizes.
The full R9. I don't know. I think the R9M is the mini module, ain't it?
One of them is a mini and one of them is full sized. I think the MM is the mini.
Yeah. I have the tiny little one.
Yeah, and the modules are just, it's got to be like the mini module or whatever. If they even have the full size module for this, I don't know.
Let's see, where's my transmitter? And here's the. Can you see that? That's the receiver right there.
Yep, it looks like you got it wired correctly.
Yeah, I got it wired right, but I.
Oh, dude, FPV, welcome.
Oliver, welcome, babe.
And I got the module on the back.
Okay.
And I got that all set up correctly in the transmitter. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
The hard part was updating it through the radio mic. I hear you.
Yeah, I need to figure that out. I haven't done that yet. I mean, the radio, the module and the receivers have been bound to each other though before.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I might try updating the firmware.
Right.
But I hate doing that. I nearly broke my other Tranus once trying to update it.
So far. Yeah, I haven't done none of the updates or anything. I just hooked mine up, bound to it, and it just everything started working. Like I said, I think it may have to be yeah, wait a minute. Headfog did say something right here.
My
you got both on.
My radio is 2.2.3, and yeah, they should be both. I might actually have to check that. That might be it.
Yeah, because you got one in EU and one in FCC. That would definitely make it on your radio. When you got your external module set up, are you on the FCC or?
I'm on FCC.
Okay.
But I don't know where the guy that I bought it from lived, so I might actually try changing it to EU and see if it works. That's a good idea. I might actually do that right now.
Cool, Mike. Passed over a car. Quickly caught up with. Sweet. They say, who is it? Cyclone FPV, I think, is the best for this. Pretty much does a lot, covers a lot on it.
So, what milliwatt should I run it at? 25, 200, 500.
If you're on FCC, it pretty much you can't change that.
But I'm switching it to EU to test it.
Oh, to try to test the module. Okay, I got you to bind to it. Yeah, don't turn your milliwatts too high because it'll eat your battery out of your transmitter.
So let me
turn mine on.
Let me try 200 milliwatts. Just
that should be fine, I think.
Let's see. Put it in bind mode. And then, where did I put that cube? Yeah, I can hear the battery. I can hear like a weird humming noise when I put it above 25 milliwatts.
Oh yeah, that's just because it's putting it out. I'm running version 2.2.2, so you should be good as far as your version.
Yeah, 2.2.3.
And I never did on my radio. I never did discover whatever that stuff is. Discover new.
Nope, it didn't work.
That's weird. And that's what Vampire was telling me that his did. It stopped binding to it. Yeah, US definitely is better than having on the EU.
But the receiver might be on EU, so I'm just gonna test. I was trying to bind it in 8 channel, so I'd have less latency.
Right.
But that might not work. See, so I held it in and I plugged it in, and it's blinking red and where'd it go? Red and it's red and green. So then I stopped the binding process on transmitter. Then I unplugged the quad, Plug the quad back in. And blinking red. So I don't know.
Are your the switches on your module, are both of them turned down?
The switches,
those two little dip switches?
Yeah, they're both turned down.
Okay.
And then the back has like a green and red light on it.
So it was definitely you're in bind mode for it.
Yeah.
You went into your transmitter and tried to bind, had the chirping and all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to do it all just like that also. So when you go and bind, it'll do the red and the green light on the back of the module. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. He's got to update it. And I didn't, like I said, I bought all mine new, the receiver and stuff, so I didn't even realize that they were having problems with the binding thing on them. But make sure you're fine.
See, on FCC, I have the 10 milliwatt, 100 milliwatt, 500 milliwatt, and 1 watt.
Head folks, and make sure you're 5 feet away when binding also.
Yeah, put my controller down on the ground and then bound it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Crossfire, I've heard, well, everyone says it's better than R9 and all, and I haven't had really no issues with mine as far as for not setting everything up properly, like flashing the module, make sure it's got the same firmware as the receiver, because I know that's a big plus, making sure you got the same firmware on your module as the receiver from what they say, and then
because they were connected before.
Right.
So I don't get that part.
He said something that the ground is bad. Put it on 5. Put it on the table and walk 5 feet. Yeah, I did. Finally did my first Crossfire install on a Kaz FPV that was in here. First time I ever messed with Crossfire. And that's how I got the R9 module. Put the Crossfire on his and he gave me the R9. So I went ahead and was like, well, I'm going to get a receiver for it. I went ahead and got the receiver and hooked it all up into that Tiber 129.
Maybe I'll send it to you.
I'll try, see if I can't get it going for you.
I really want to get it working before Nationals. That's the thing.
I just wonder if you should just get a receiver, R9mm receiver is like $20. Are you well, I guess you can't move nothing in beta flight until you bind to it.
Yeah. I already have it in S-Bus mode. I have those receivers selected. I run my quads in TAER.
Okay. Yeah. Mine are AETR.
Yeah, that shouldn't matter though.
No, that shouldn't when it comes to binding it, because, and you set up another or copied a model and renamed it and then turned your internal module and all off.
Yes.
Okay, so you just have the external, I mean.
Yeah.
Huh. Let me see something real quick, see if I can't.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna quickly go grab something.
All right.
Let me mute this.
Let's see. Because that's the thing too. We're not sure if his is an M or M receiver or MM. I think it's the MM. It looks like mine. And like I said, mine, I think I just have to flash it, and then you know how it says discover like you discover the telemetry and all that. I didn't do all that through my radio yet, so. Yeah, I know, right? You just do it through your transmitter for the Crossfire. Go in, hit the update and all that, right? But I'm not sure why his won't bind. But Vampire used to run R9, and he said that was the problem he had. One day, he said it just stopped binding to it. He tried to rebind, and it wouldn't bind up. So, I don't know. You got your coffee? Mm-hmm. Your coffee? I guess there's stuff on Google about it too, so probably something simple.
I'm back.
Cool. Could you reach out to who you got that from and make sure what receivers they are? If they're the M or MMs?
I think I did message him about that. Let me see if I can find it.
Because they do have a M receiver and an MM receiver. I do know that. I remember when I was buying mine, it was different.
Why did I click heads up instead of?
I'm not buying it.
I've texted so many people since then. Here you go. Here. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. I got it.
This guy's having the same problem. I think that's going to be what you're going to probably have to do. Try to update it through your transmitter. What everyone says is the hardest freaking step.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He keeps it held down. I don't know why he does that. And you know it's wired up right now because you got the power. Everything powers up.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're saying in the thing here. You have it plugged in.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Yeah, Rob, the minimum throttle. It's not that it won't arm, it just won't let him bind. Like if he tries to bind to it, it just is kicking him out of the bind for some reason. Weird. Kiss. I gotta actually Kiss V1 that I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build it on an old school wizard frame. That's all you run, ain't it, Rob? Kiss V1?
I know that it's connecting the first time.
Right.
Because if I try the binding process without the transmitter on, then it won't have the green light. So I know it's connecting, but
I got you.
It just won't save the bind almost.
Well. I have to share. And I know he won't mind. But there's another Spark owner in the family now.
No.
Oh.
No, Spark.
Uh-huh. Now, Oliver, babe, what color is she?
Mine's white. Oh, I got a Mavic Air. Damn.
No, you got a Mavic. Mine's baby blue, though.
Is she is it yelling telemetry or anything to you?
What do you mean?
You know how when you bind it'll say telemetry lost or whatever when you unplug it?
No, I don't use telemetry.
Okay.
That's the thing.
He said his is red.
No.
I'm not using F port or S port or whatever. I'm just using S bus.
That's how I hooked mine up, and I'm not sure. They say because if you use S bus, it uses 2 UARTs versus if you use S port or port, whatever the hell they call it. Mine's like S port or something on it. If you use that, then you're only using like 1 UART, and I'm like, it doesn't matter to me because I don't have a bunch of stuff hooked to it. I don't think so, unless I'm missing something there.
Yeah, all I want it to do is connect to the quad and disconnect to the quad. I don't care about any of the. I don't care about it sending signals back to the controller.
Gotcha. I would probably, if you had $20 to throw at it, I would probably buy a new module, an module though, or a receiver, not module.
Okay. I'll probably have to do that after nationals though, because I'm like stuck right now with nationals.
But that's what I did, and F port is only one more. Yeah.
So should I try F port? Because I mean, all I have to do is change one wire.
Go ahead and try it. It ain't gonna hurt.
But then again, F port and S bus has nothing to do with binding.
Right. It should bind. Try to I guess that would make a need. I say disconnect it from your quad and try bind to it.
You mean like disconnect the
power? Well, you can't. You can do that because you got to power it up. Shit, that's right.
I tried disconnecting the signal wire.
The signal wire. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I didn't.
Still does the same thing.
Yeah.
Huh. So in the comments, they're saying I haven't seen.
F port is a fly sky telemetry. Okay, I didn't know that.
And you're in the S. Well, no, because that just doesn't give you stick inputs. If you're in the S in the wrong port, it would still bind.
And when I'm binding it, I'm doing 1 to 16 channels telemetry off.
That's what I think you are. It's just your updates. I think you're just your module and your receiver.
You know, it's like we talked about earlier. Sometimes it's just the little things, but the little things actually mean a lot.
Yeah. Well, that was the last thing that I was hoping for. Updating. But I'll probably go ahead and do it. I'm gonna try putting my freestyle quad on Emu flight.
I've been hearing good things about that. Baduga RC was telling me about that, and I've been watching and just paying a little bit of attention to that. And a couple of different people have been saying it.
They say that it helps with jello and vibrations as well.
That's what I've been hearing. EBR actually, I saw a video where he said that.
So I might try it, but I'm really liking the way it flies on 4.1. So I tuned it already, and I really don't want to change it. But
and everybody I'm seeing here, believe it or not, they're saying theirs bound and worked for like a month and just stopped binding. So that's what I'm wondering, if the guy maybe you got it from, maybe it stopped binding up for him, maybe.
I don't know. He wasn't using it at the time that he sold it.
Okay. That's what everybody's saying, and that's the same thing Vampire John was telling me, that his just all of a sudden just
maybe I'll just trade in the module, because if you trade it in, you get a discount for for Crossfire.
Well, that's good for me then too. I gotta trade it, because I don't like how I want almost a half mile, and it did it. So it hit me with a low RSSI, but
really,
like I said, I didn't have. That was, you know, where we stood at, and you see that cell phone tower.
Mm-hmm.
I made it probably, I'd say, within 1,000 feet of that tower, like over to it, and then it said RSSI low, and I just turned it around at that point. But I'm thinking the same thing. Flash mine, do the update. So
were you at 1 watt? 1 watt?
No, I'm on. What is it? What is the FCC one on there? I think it's like 20 or 30.
10.
Is it only on 10?
There's 10, 100, 500, and 1 watt. So you have options.
So I was down low. So okay.
Because that thing's supposed to go at like 2 miles.
That's what I heard. I probably won't feel like pushing it that far, because I don't feel like walking out that far.
Yeah.
All right, so I am on 100 milliwatts.
Okay. I mean,
you can't change it on FCC unless you click it over to LBTEU, and then you can go down and go 25.
No, because I can change it on FCC. I can change milliwatts. I can go all the way up to a watt.
On the FCC protocol?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why mine doesn't.
I got 10, 100, 500, 1 watt. Maybe it's because I'm on 2.2.3. I don't know.
It probably is. Because if when I go down to it, it says fail safe, no pulses. Then if I try to scroll down to S port, it just says on, and it says RF power 100 milliwatts, and it jumps all the way down to master jack. It won't let me change nothing on that.
So you can't physically get on 100 milliwatts. I mean, off of that.
Oh, right. Unless I go to LBTEU version, then I can go down to.
Mine is just called EU. That's another thing. FCC and EU.
And then I can go all the way up to 500 milliwatts.
You can't. Oh.
Can't even do 1 watt.
Really? That's strange.
And you know what? It's not the version, because I got 2.2.2 and Wayne had 2.2.2 and he could go up to 1 watt. Wonder what's up with that.
And you're on R9M, the protocol?
Yeah.
The external.
Yep.
That's strange.
That's what I was trying to see if it had like something else that said R9. It doesn't.
I mean, mine is quite a bit newer.
Is yours the 2019 or the M module? I
don't know.
Like right here, does it say R9M or R9 2019? They got a 2019 module that works better, they say. Yep, same module. That's weird.
S-port, access.
It's going to be firmware, I bet you, on my module. So I got to update my firmware on my module also, and then do that. So that'd be cool. I'd be would be interested in trying to update it and all that, figure it all out. And if not, it gives me a good excuse to go Crossfire.
Yeah.
And then you just told me I got a trade-in model. So.
Crossfire. So what I've heard is R9M has bad latency, like over 30. What is it called?
I hear you, Mike. Depends on the module too.
Yeah. And then the Crossfire only has like 6.
Okay.
So, Crossfire actually has lower latency than normal FR Sky. I believe FR Sky is like 12 mainly. And then my cameras that I buy, the Foxier Predators, they're only 4 milliseconds latency.
Okay.
So I can definitely feel the latency on FR Sky versus Crossfire.
Gotcha. I'm not sure. This module, Wayne bought not too long ago, so I don't know. But I wonder how you can tell. I guess you go into your radio and it'll find the module, what firmware it's on, I guess. I'm gonna start looking at more into it now that I got it working and figure out how so I can get you help yours going. See if I can't figure out the because they say that's the toughest thing, updating them. So
I'll put mine back on FR Sky for now.
You run Crossfire with no QX7 mod. I gotcha. I know a lot of people go wrong by leaving their internal module on. I do know that. I know that was a big thing when I looked it up. Leaving that internal module on with the external, and then he had problems, but you got yours all cut off, so I'm not sure. It's just an R9 issue, I think. Well, guys, we're going to get ready to end this anyway because it's 10:05 already. So emu is just is that what that is? Just a reborn butterfly? Wow.
That's interesting.
We're running the QX7 radios, head fog.
Yeah.
So here you go.
QX7 for the win.
I keep want to rip my mouse off. Let's set this over here. I'm end up knocking it in the floor. I said I don't drop it on it, hitting it off, ripping it off there with that.
Yeah, the QX7 that I have, I'm really liking these gimbals. The M7.
Yeah, the M7 Hall gimbals. They're
and
really
I have my throttle a lot looser, and I feel like I can maneuver it a lot better.
I have them on mine too. They're really nice. I didn't think you saw much of a difference at first, but when I go back to the other QX7 that we have, and it's got the stock trans gimbals in it, you can feel a slight difference.
I think I'm gonna put a ratchet on my throttle though.
A ratchet?
Yeah.
Okay. What the heck?
It has like little when you move it, it's not completely smooth. It's like how do I explain this?
Kind of like a knuckle on the thumb. As a ratchet, I'm thinking, like.
No, it's like when you move it, it feels like it's ratcheting.
Night Train said notching.
Oh, notching. You're gonna put.
You're gonna
tighten the screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that just by tightening the screw up in there and have that feel that little clicking. You like that, really?
Yes. I use that for like all my sim time, and I was so used to it, and I think I'm gonna go back.
Do you count the clicks?
No.
That's what a lot of people I know that use the notches. They count the clicks, right? And they say they'll count like the clicks to know that they're half throttled. I'm thinking.
I'm not counting every single click. No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at half throttle. Crazy. Yeah. Do you have the racer gimbals or the M7 freestyles? That's true, Mike, because they do have different ones. Oh, Apostle. Well,
I don't know. They're silver looking, so I don't know. They have gold sticks.
Because mine are the M7, just the regular freestyle ones.
Yeah, that's what I have. Freestyle.
Okay. So they make racer ones, and I heard for the racer they are that much difference.
Really?
I don't know if they're shorter throws. I'm thinking that's what I heard. They're not as long.
I like long throws though.
Okay.
I like having more room to work with.
On the stick movement.
Yeah.
Now, is Adam in here still? Because Night Train's saying Adam likes a floppy stick, but
Josh, no. If anybody likes a floppy stick, Josh Withrow, you could take his transmitter and put the throttle up and go, and his throttle will drop back down. It's that loose. He loves the loose sticks.
Mine's almost to that point. I had on my other Tyrannas, it had a ratchet on it.
Okay.
But it was still really loose.
Gotcha. I cannot do the clicks, man. The other QX7 we have has that slight click into it.
Really? I prefer it. Honestly, I prefer that. Am I just weird because I like longer throws and I prefer ratchet? That's weird.
You gotta watch using that word too, ratchet, because that goes hand in hand.
Oh God, no! Ratchet's got multiple different meanings nowadays, apparently.
Soul Apostle, I will be printing your gimbal guard tomorrow. I got a couple more prints to do. I got red on. Actually, Lehan, what color would you want? Black, red, or let me see, black, red, or orange?
Black is fine.
Black? Cool, okay. I can do you black then. So, yeah, I can go ahead and switch that out. So, when I get up in the morning, Soul Apostle, I'll switch up to purple TPU and print out those for you. Then Chris will go ahead and drop them in the mail for you. And then I'll switch.
Like Monday.
I'll switch to black, and then I'll run that. I can get up with, like I said, Richard first to run that. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and end this. It's 10 after 10 now. We appreciate you, Lehan. It was nice having you on again. We'll have you back after Nationals so we can hear how you beat Van Overall up and all that.
Maybe I'll do a live stream in Florida.
Ooh, that sounds.
There you go. Yeah. Actually, if you want, let me know. I could probably put something together and we'll get you in.
Yeah.
That'll be work.
I believe I'm leaving Florida on the 21st, and then Nationals ends on the 17th. So I have about a 3-day period.
Okay.
So we'll see about that.
Guys, we appreciate your time again.
Yes, indeed. And remember, no matter what, enjoy your hobby this weekend, one way or another. Birdman's already taken advantage of whooping in the house.
Later,
like
Ryan.
I said, one way or another, guys, enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And remember, we love you guys. And we'll catch you next week.
Night, guys. Be good.